As you guys know, in the last video, we could not figure out why this motor will not pee. So we listened to you in the comment section. We got new thermostats. We're gonna troubleshoot it with a few other things, and we got the correct oil. Shout out to all the guys in the comment section who told me that the oil I put in there wasn't the correct Optimax oil. So, got the correct oil, that's good, but we gotta pump out some oil. So let's get the boat uncovered and get to work. Ugh. Maybe we'll even clean this thing today. Holy crap, I almost just fell through the live well. All right, so I made the big mistake of not running the correct oil in here. Honest mistake, you know, people in the comment section are like, don't you read a manual? Don't you do any research? Listen, guys, I'm not a boat mechanic. I don't know these things. Just at my house right now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Mercury motors, and all of them take the same type of oil. So because of that, my assumption was that it took the same oil as all my other Mercury motors. I understand this one is direct fuel injection, but I don't know. You know, I just assumed that they all took the same oil. So I threw out the old 2-stroke container because I used the last of it. So I guess a gallon jug is gonna have to cut it for now. Make sure you hold that, bud. I ain't trying to make a mess. Oh, dude, this hose just barely fits in there. I get so lucky. All right, ready?
Yep, clear. There we go.
All right, so here is the correct oil. We got the Optimax synthetic blend. This is what was recommended for this motor. And if this is wrong, then I quit. So we're gonna go ahead and poke a hole in this guy. We're gonna fill up the little tank at the motor first. Ooh, baby. Ooh, ooh. All righty. Here, let me tell you, if you guys are looking at getting an Optimax, this stuff is expensive. It's like $80 for this bottle. With your boy balling on a budget and boating season coming to an end, this will get us as far as we need to go to run this thing, so. Okay. So of all the comments from the last video, most people were saying, A, the motor needs to be in a lake to actually pee. Then a lot of people were saying that I'm just not letting it run long enough to warm up because that it won't start peeing until those thermostats open. Or the third was, almost every other comment was, check the thermostats. So what we're gonna do here first is we're gonna fire the motor up and we're gonna let it run for like 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes to see if it'll start peeing. But if it does not, I did order some thermostats, cross my fingers that I have the compatible size. I found the best option I could for these things. So we're gonna troubleshoot the thermostat, but first, let's just hook this thing up to some muffs and let it run for 2 minutes. I'll time it and show you guys so that nobody complains that I'm just not letting it run long enough. So we got it hooked up to circular muffs. A lot of people were saying that the square style muff doesn't work as good. I have both, so we're gonna try and run it on the circular ones, and yeah, so we're gonna get this thing turned on, get some water through it. Okay, so we got plenty of water going to the unit. Get her fired up with the fresh oil. Okay. It's 11:40 right now. Probably can't see this, but we'll give it to 11:42. Oh my God. Wait, what? What? It's peeing. What the heck? I literally didn't do anything, dude. Are you kidding me? Dude, you gotta be kidding me. That is the last thing I thought was gonna happen. Heads up, Johnny. Scoot back a little bit. I'm gonna put it in drive. Wow. What the heck? Woo! I have no words. It hasn't even been, it's not even 11:41 yet. It ain't even been 30 seconds. Explain to me why, do you think it was the muffs the whole time? Should we switch the muffs out and just see if it pees with the other one? I think we should. Okay, so here's the original muffs that we were running. I ran these ones simply because the intake on the lower is just a lot bigger and I didn't think the round ones would fit over it. Turns out the round ones do. So here's our 2 muffs, as you guys can see. We're gonna go ahead and try this one to see if maybe this was just the problem all along I mean, if that's the case, man, that's like, I mean, it's kind of hilarious, but it's like kind of not, because I was like stressing ordering parts and all this stuff just to try and get this thing to work. So we're gonna go ahead and put this on. I mean, maybe, I have no idea. I'm speechless, honestly. Like, I can't fake that. Like, I can't fake that. The last video, I was like putting container after container under this thing, and I doubt the oil had anything to do with it. I mean, that just doesn't, I mean, maybe it wasn't running. I don't know. I have no idea. The good news is the new impeller that we put in there is working correctly. The water pump's good to go since we replaced that out. So, okay. So we have the square muff on there. Let's see if it pees. Test with the square muffs. I can't believe that might have been it. We'll give it a second, but no. Unbelievable. That is like literally insane. I can't fake this. You guys see this? Like, I cannot fake this. We're switching over to the round muffs. They do fit way tighter and nicer. Like, how many people have gone through this and think that their motor's got an issue, and all along it was the wrong muffs? That's literally insanity. Get those on there, make sure they're watertight. Watch it not start peeing now. Wow. Should we go take it for a rip, Johnny? Okay, so now we're gonna hook the P hose back up to where it's supposed to come out of the back of the motor and make sure it comes out there, make sure that's not clogged up, but I think we'll be okay. Wow, it's just unbelievable. I can't believe that. Got that hooked up, so the water should come out here now. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let me know what you guys think. It does kind of sound like it's got, not necessarily like a misfire, but it does kind of seem like it's skipping a little bit. Part of me thinks it's because I only put 5 gallons of gas in there, and with that being like a 40-gallon gas tank, maybe it's just not getting like as much gas as it wants. I'm not sure if that's correct either, but that's my theory. Also, I think it could use a tune-up. I know these spark plugs are rusted and need to be replaced. When I went and compression tested it, they were in bad shape. So what we might actually do here now, since we don't have to replace anything, I'm big on like don't fix what ain't broken. So I did order new thermostats, but as much as I want to take them out and replace them, if it's peeing, I say we just leave it be. Let it do what it needs to do. I save the thermostats for a day that I potentially run into that issue. I don't know, maybe we'll replace them. So I got to think about that one. I know you guys are going to leave comments saying that I should replace them, but I think what we might do is pull a spark plug out, call around, see if an auto shop near me has a spark plug that we can connect to it. I mean, who's to say it wasn't the impeller as well? You know, that the old impeller that I pulled out was super flimsy, and it definitely could have used some replacing. So I got some spark plugs. The part number is IZF.
Okay, what's the second letter or word or no?
So right now we're headed to O'Reilly. We're gonna get the correct spark plugs for you guys. I thought we'd be putting thermostats in and stuff today, but I guess the motor's peeing. So now we're gonna give it a little tune up. I looked around all over town and it's literally gonna cost me way more money, but hey, you guys want the video, so we're gonna bring them here to you. So on Amazon, if I were to get the correct spark plugs I need, they're about $11 a pop. And O'Reilly has them for $18.99 a pop. So almost $19 a spark plug. I called them, they're willing to give me like 25% off because they're cheaper elsewhere. So whatever, it's gonna end up costing us about 35 more bucks to go to O'Reilly here today, but it's the price you pay when you make YouTube videos and you wanna film. So we're gonna get the spark plugs, head back to the house, do a tune up, and then I have something that I'm super excited about to show you guys for the motor. Probably shouldn't do it today, but I'm too antsy, I can't wait anymore. So we're probably gonna go ahead and do that. So we're gonna get these spark plugs and see you guys back at the house. Here we go. New Laser Iridium NGK spark plugs, the premium, the best. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna pull the old ones out, put these guys in so that we got fresh spark plugs. I'm gonna show you guys a fresh spark plug versus what's in there right now, and you're gonna be surprised. So I got my little spark plug tool. Let's get these spark plugs out. Now, this motor in particular is super tough to get the spark plugs out. I figured this out when I compression tested it. Honestly, that might be something we do. We run it and compression test it. We probably should. Let's do that. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna attempt to compression test it. So as you guys know, when I bought this motor, it had very low compression. The research that I was doing, the rating on these Optimax motors, from what I was reading at that time, was like 120 to 130 on compression, which is kind of up there with normal motors, in my opinion. Like my XR6, 120 is like good compression for that motor, and that's a 2004. When I compression tested this, we were low in like the 80s. Since making these videos, a lot of guys have reached out to me and said that like 90 to 110 is normal for these Optimaxes. So when I had compression tested it originally, when I went there, I was in like that 80 to 85 range, which was considerably low for all of those numbers. But after talking to quite a few of my mechanic friends, they said not to lose hope. They mentioned that if this motor was sitting for like 2 years, that it's possible that oil leaked out of the pistons or those seals within the cylinders, like on the piston rings. Dude, I'm not a mechanic, man. I'm not pursuing being a mechanic, but if my vocabulary is correct, from what I understood, oil is what seals up those piston rings. And if it sits for a long time, that oil can make its way out. And in that case, if they're not fully sealed, that the compression could be lower. So they mentioned try running it for quite a bit, see if you can get more lubricant in there to seal those up to get higher compression. And they even recommended me some products I could put in there to like seal it up as well. Let's run this thing for a little bit, get some of that fresh oil through there and compression test it, see what the numbers are, get your guys' opinions, and then put the new spark plugs in. Gosh, my mechanic terminology is ridiculous. Okay, so we're letting the motor run right now. I'm trying to get it warmed up, trying to get the fluids through it so that we can compression test it. I do have a question for you guys because I am not sure about this at all. So there's water coming out in other places other than the pee hole. If you take a look underneath here, I know water is supposed to come out here, but if you take a look, there's like water coming out here. There's water coming out the front over here. Is that supposed to happen? So you got all this water pouring out parts of the lower unit that, yeah, I understand are typically submerged. But if you look here, like we got water coming out here, we got water coming out here. So it seems like it's the same on both sides, but is that normal? I have no idea. Yeah, let me know in the comments, you know, like, is that a normal thing? I've never analyzed the lower, I guess, that much to see I've also never had a motor this big. So please let me know what you guys think down below. I know a lot of you guys are gonna be like, don't you do research or da-da-da? Like, so many people are getting mad because I'm going to the comments for information rather than like researching Google. That's why I do this, guys. I'm not a mechanic. I learn a lot from you guys. Whatever, haters gonna hate, but if you guys could let me know your thoughts on the whole water coming out. It seems pretty congruent on both sides. So I would say it's probably normal considering that's usually submerged, but let me know. Okay, so now we're gonna do the compression test. We're gonna go ahead and pull every spark plug out. This thing is a pain in the butt. So here we go. Numero uno. All right, so we got our handy dandy compression tester. I'm gonna run the compression on the back. I'll have Johnny on the key up front. All right, Johnny, you ready?
Yep.
So what you're gonna do first is just click the key like you're turning the power on, because it's gonna run that fuel pump. All right, now you're just gonna leave it there in that position. When I tell you to start it, hold the ignition, like while it's gonna act like it's trying to start.
Yeah.
But what that's going to do is it's gonna pump air into my gauge here. And when I tell you to stop, stop. 3, go. Okay, it looks like about 93. We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try it one more time. I got shocked. I don't know what I was touching, but that did not feel good. So, all right, go ahead, do it again. $75, $80, $85, it's safe to say 90. That one's exactly at 90 as well. 75, 80, 85, 90. Yep. 100. All right, we're gonna go back and test 1 and 2 one more time just because they were the lowest ones out of all of them, but go ahead. All right, so we got some good results, but we'll go over those results here in a minute. Let's put the new spark plugs in, make sure it fires up, and then we'll sit down and talk to you guys about the whole motor. All right, fresh new NGK's in. I'm just gonna make sure she starts up. Oh yeah, that sounds better. That almost sounded like it started up 10 times stronger. All right, let's go over the compression test. So when I went and looked at this motor, the very first time I compression tested it on site, and I did not get a number over 85. Seeing those numbers then and there made me really stomach sick because 85 was pretty much as low as that Johnson GT that I had on the Bass Cat. While I was doing research, all the Optimaxes were coming up as like 120, 130, like normal compression rates. No matter how far I searched, I can't find anything direct linked to the motor that I have. Now, everybody else in the comment section in the past videos have been saying that these motors are low compression motors, that they run like a 90 to a 110 compression. So if that is the case, things are getting better. I ran it for like 20 minutes in the driveway and we got significantly higher compression ratings. So I'm hoping they go up over time as we run the motor, but we're gonna show you what we got and I want your guys' opinions. So for one, the first time around we got 90, but the second time around we got 95. Number 2, we got the exact same thing. 3, we got 105. 4, we got 100. 5, we got 95. And then 6, we got 100. Give or take that this motor is actually a 90 to 110, we're okay. As long as they're within 10 PSI of each other, from what I understand, you're usually okay. Would I have loved for all these to be even? Yes. Given that the motor hasn't ran in 2 years, I'm hoping that, you know, these go up. But let me know what you guys think about these numbers right here. So yeah, if you take a look at this manual right here, I mean, it's pretty chewed up, but there's nothing in the table of contents that has anything to do with the compression. I looked through every single page by page, and I can't get any information about the PSI as far as the compression goes. So here's our compression test. Let me know what you guys think. The last thing we're gonna do is something I'm super excited about, and that is put new decals on the cowling. So the original stickers that were on the cowling for the 200 were completely destroyed. They're falling off. They needed to be replaced. It's a little early to be doing this, but I just got too excited. I ordered these and they came in way faster than I thought. But the new stickers that are going on the 200 are good old red, white, and blue Mercury Optimax decals. Cross my fingers, these are gonna be compatible and fit because that cowling is massive. We're gonna go ahead and get that cowling cleaned up and see if we can get some fresh decals on it. All right, let's try and get it up here. So we're about to apply the decals. Got this thing all cleaned up, ready to rock. I'll show you guys a cool little trick here. So when I'm not making YouTube videos, I work at a car shop that my buddy owns, and he showed me this trick, super sick. This is diluted baby shampoo. So essentially what you do is you take the baby shampoo, you spray it all over the cowling or whatever you're putting a decal on. We use this on high grade cars when we're putting like carbon fiber. A lot of times we put decals on like BMWs or big trucks. They want like carbon fiber decals and stuff. We spray this all over. It allows you to place the decal wherever you need, and then you simply take one of these guys, which is for like doing vinyl wrap and stuff, and you just weed all that baby shampoo in water out, let it dry, and it'll stick exactly where you want it. So doing it this way allows you to maneuver around to get everything lined up. That way you're not just like crossing your fingers, you get it first try. So if you've never seen this before, it's pretty cool. We're gonna throw you guys on a time lapse, kind of show you how we do it and go from there. Okay, so now that we got the big hard part on, I'll show you guys an example with the Optimax sticker. I'm just gonna give it a little spray like that. Should be good, probably even a little more than I needed to print out. So, okay. You can literally just slap it right on there, boom. And it'll move around, you see that? You find where you want it to go.
Move it over a little left.
A little bit this way, you think?
Yeah.
I think like right there. What do you think? We're eyeballing
almost
this.
Perfect right there.
Right there, you think?
It matches the Mercury. Just the positioning, it looks really good right now.
Good?
Yeah.
Cool. And you just go ahead and push all that water out. I'm just gonna kind of wipe it down, push that water out. This will literally save your life. Like, this is probably the best hack I ever learned from a automotive industry. Got a whole new look coming our way. So the last thing we're gonna do is clean it up with some SRD20. This stuff actually got sent to me by the folks over at SRD. This product is really awesome. They actually hit me up when I was working on the Bass Cat, and I'm just now getting to use the product just because I feel like it better suits this, and I wanted to save it for something else. But this stuff is awesome. It's essentially protectant. This is like ceramic coating for your boats, jet skis, whatever it is. So we're gonna shake it up real well. I'm gonna get the cowling all, just protected, so when this thing sits in the sun and stuff like that, it doesn't fade before we get to use the boat. I mean, I got a lot of work to do on this boat, but I was just dying to look at a clean cowling. I don't know, I got these stickers in, I was excited, so. All right, looking good as new. Decals are on. We got the ceramic coating spray on there, nice and clean. Last thing to do is put it back on the motor. All right, the motor looks amazing. It literally looks brand new. That SRD20, woo! That stuff is mint. It literally brought the cowling back to life. Obviously the decals help, but we got the water running. I think it's time we fire it up one more time and just let this thing roar. Make sure it still wants to pee. It's probably pretty low on gas. It definitely takes a minute, but not like 2 minutes. Boom, there she goes. This is amazing. Beautiful. Check it out. This is such an awesome feeling. This thing cleaned up so good. The SRD20 literally brought the cowling and the exterior back to life. These decals, I honestly got them on eBay. They're not even OEM and they look mint. We got the American flag, represent. Nothing better than a big old motor on the back of a bass boat. So far so good. We cleaned everything out. We put new plugs in there, new water pump, new impeller. We got this thing to pee. Thank you to everybody who left the comments suggesting the thermostat. We did purchase them, and I do have them in a box, so we're gonna hold on to those just because, you know, they're good to have in case we do run into this issue again. I know a lot of you guys said just swap them out. It's an easy swap, but there are seals and stuff on those thermostats, so I'm not gonna fix anything that's not currently an issue. So if I had to guess, the impeller was bad. We had a little bit of a clog in the hose. I pulled it completely off. We were able to get water through there after I flushed it, and I think we just needed muffs to actually get that water up through the motor. So really the next step from here would be to get it out on the water. As much as I want to do that ASAP, we still have a ton of stuff we have to get into. None of the gauges work. We pretty much have no interior on this boat. It still has a bunch of work, but we tackled the motor first on this one because we just played things in reverse. The Bass Cat, we did the motor last, and that was a nightmare and costed me a ton of more money. So let me know what you guys think as far as the compression numbers go. I think we might be okay. I think we just need to run it more. I think we need to get those pistons just like really lubed up, all those rings. If we had to do a rebuild on this thing, I'm ready to do it. I mean, this motor is awesome. It looks so sweet. I'm so excited about it, and then the boat's gonna be amazing too. So we gotta get started on the interior. We gotta start waxing this thing up, try and get the look back. The sun is starting to go down. Tomorrow is Labor Day. I gotta get ready for some parties and stuff. I hope you guys had a great Labor Day if you're watching this right now. We're gonna go ahead and just wrap it up here. So thank you guys so much for watching. You know the deal. Hit the comments down below. Let me know what you guys think we should work on next, what we should add to this boat, and your questions, comments, and concerns about the 200 here. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.